Welcome to another episode. Today we are in the question and answer session, and today's question is, how do I use the brain to remember all the incidents and everything? The question asks, how do I remember everything, all the incidents and everything? But should we remember everything? Forgetting is actually a boon. You have to remember your day-to-day activities. You have to remember your routines, things that are required for your work, which you have already planned, or for your study if you are a student or if you are taking up some research work. But other things need not be in the open memory, not for immediate availability, and certain things you are supposed to forget. Most of the things are not completely deleted from our memory, but are somewhere in the brain. You should remember that even if you don't remember something immediately, but if you have already experienced it or already you have studied it, if it is a book or something, or a document, then forgetting does not mean it is completely erased from memory. It is somewhere there deep inside. Because it is not used immediately or not used often, it goes to the bottom of your filing rack in your brain. So you can reclaim it, or if it is deep down, long-term memory, long past memory, then you can relearn the things, and relearn the things is easier than learning the things new. There is a difference between learning something new and relearning what you have forgotten. If you remember everything, if you try to remember everything, or if it is open in your brain, then you go mad. Your brain is able to function because it can take up what is required now, not all the past. Thousands and thousands of incidents, million or billion bits of information. If all that is on the surface, you will go mad. And if you forget, then it makes the working of the brain easier and correct. But if you have serious memory issues, like if you are not even able to remember the basic things of your routine life, or what you read now, then of course you should consult a doctor. But otherwise, forgetting in the normal sense of people forgetting the things, that is a must and a good for your well-being. First we will see what Jack Webb said in news. A study conducted by University of Toronto claims that having a strong memory is severely overrated asset, and it concludes that being forgetful could actually benefit your intelligence. What he says is, memory is a overrated asset, and forgetting things are beneficial to intelligence. Professor Blake Richland, one of the publishers of the study, said, it is important that the brain forgets irrelevant details. It is important, it is actually a function of the brain to forget the irrelevant details so that it can focus on the stuff which is going to help brain to make decisions in the real world. So irrelevant information should be neglected and relevant information should be processed by the brain to make decisions. We know that exercise increases the number of neurons in the hippocampus, but they are exactly those details from your life that don't actually matter and that may be keeping you from making good decisions. So if your brain is consumed by all irrelevant information, then that is going to trouble your decision making process. So next we will see why forgetting can be good by Scott Hahn. The time you spend memorizing and making sure you never forget is the time you could be spent learning something new. So you are spending a lot of time to read and reread. Of course, for exams it is different. But otherwise, if you are spending a lot of time memorizing and making sure you never forget, long-term memory, use the time when you spend learning something new. Because even with specialization, the knowledge you possess is probably only a tiny fraction of all the useful things you could know. The knowledge is so vast, especially in current times. Billions of pages are uploaded into the internet, everything. New things are discovered every second. So the amount of information which is available there is too much. So if you specialize in memorizing a few things, that is a very tiny bit. Even that you know so little, playing defense seems like a poor strategy. So memorizing a few things to become an authority is a poor strategy. Relearning is generally much easier than learning at the first instant. To learn something new, a language or a skill, it is very difficult. But relearning is quite easy. Knowledge fades, but it does not completely get deleted. So whatever is in your memory is there. It is maybe deep down. It is not completely erased. So next we will see what are the memory issues. This is by Heath Harvar. First is called transience. Memory has use it or lose its quality. Memories that are called up and used frequently are least to be forgotten. If you are using certain things every day or quite often, then those memories are not going to be forgotten easily. Second is absent-mindedness. This type of forgetting occurs when you pay close enough attention. Absent-mindedness is the type of forgetting which occurs when you don't pay close attention. Third is blocking. Someone asks you a question and the answer is right on the tip of your tongue. You know that you know it, but you just can't think of it. Blocking is someone asks you a question and the answer is right on the tip of your tongue. You know that you know it, but it will not come out of your mouth. That is called blocking. Then there is misattribution. Fourth problem is misattribution. Misattribution occurs when you remember something accurately in part, but misattribute the details. You know the incident, you remember the thing, but the details you are not so sure. You misattribute it. Some details like time, place, or a person involved. You remember the incident, but misattribute the details. Fifth is suggestibility. Suggestibility is the vulnerability of your memory to the power of suggestion. It is somebody suggests you that a particular incident has happened or it has happened the way they projected. You fall for that suggestion because you vaguely remember what has happened. Your memory is not so clear. So with the suggestion you agree, which may or may not be true. Sixth is a bias. In your memory, your perceptions are filtered by personal biases. When you are dealing with incidents, your personal biases influence the perception. experiences, beliefs, prior knowledge, and even your mood at the moment biases your judgment. Seventh is persistence. Most people worry about forgetting things, but in some cases people are tormented by memories. No, the opposite is not being able to forget the things. They are tormented by it. They wish they could forget it, but they can't. The persistence of memories are traumatic events, negative feelings, and ongoing fears is another form of memory problems. Some of these memories accurately reflect horrifying events, while others may be negative distortions of reality. So these are the 7 types of problems with the memory, and we have seen in general forgetting is good, not remembering everything, but if you have some serious problem, then you should consult a doctor. With this we will end this episode. Stay with me for another episode. Subscribe to my channel, share this video. Thank you.